Good morning, good afternoon, welcome. Thank you for being here. I wanted to share a quick movement exercise for you today. And you are welcome to do this anytime. You can do it in the morning when you're stretching, do it in the afternoon, maybe after lunch as a great pick-me-up, or maybe in the evening if you need something, you want to burn off some energy, or just do some nice gentle stretching. You've been sitting all day. So we're just going to do some gentle movement exercises to help warm up the body, and this can be a prelude to another longer yoga session, or maybe you're going bike riding or running, something like that. So a lot of us, sometimes we, especially with the holidays, you may have fallen off your yogi wheel, and we're not yogi robots. So it's always important to keep the stretching, help the body with the movement for the joints, keeping them nice and lubricated, getting your range of motion back. It's also great for what we call the holiday hangovers. So again, thank you for being here. And feel free to pop any questions down below. Let me know where you're watching from too. And if you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe. I hope you find value from this video. And I look forward to seeing you in future classes, in person or online. And of course, anytime if you have questions, I'd love to try to help you wherever I can. And so whether you're an experienced yogi or you're new to yoga, it's always important to take your time. It's important to get the proper form when you're doing different poses or asanas. So as always, we always start our practice by just focusing on the breath. So you can keep your eyes open if you like. You can soften your gaze. I didn't bring a candle in here with me, but I do have my diffuser going this evening. I believe I put some sandalwood in there for some grounding and centering, and another Arise blend as well. So essential oils are great. They help you, can help you ground or center. They can also help uplift the mood if you need something during the day. So that's another great tool and resource you can use. So I'd like you to just soften your gaze, or if you're comfortable and you want to use the sound of my voice to guide you, I will try to do my best to give you as many cues as I'm able, so you can get into the proper poses to help your body stretch and relax or release. So just begin by focusing on the breath. And on your next inhale, I invite you to breathe in deeply from the nose and feel it coming all the way down your throat, through your chest, to your abdomen, all the way down to your belly. Get a nice big deep breath in. Maybe hold it here for at least 4 to 6 seconds. And then slowly try to relax or exhale through the nose. And as you do that, you should start to feel your shoulders relaxing. Again, breathing in through the nose, and try to count up to maybe 4 or 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding it for at least 6 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go ahead and do another cycle or two of breathing. Breathing in deep. Filling up, again, feeling the lungs, feeling the clean air coming through the nostril, all the way down into your belly, to your abdomen. Because breath is so important, and we like to use our breath and sync that up with movement. Holding that for 6 counts, or maybe 8. And then slowly exhaling through the nose, and just releasing any tension you may have in your neck, tension in your shoulders. Maybe you've been clenching your jaw today. You might want to soften your jaw, Soften your forehead. As we take another breath in, holding it, sitting up nice and tall, head over heart, heart over pelvis. Imagine there's a little puppeteer string hanging from your head, pulling the crown of your head upward towards the sky, and exhaling. And as always, I like to set an intention when I begin a yoga session. And sometimes that intention can just be to try to relax and focus. Maybe I'm working on a special strengthening technique. Maybe I'm working on planks or some warrior poses for balance or other balancing poses. Or maybe your intention is just to have 10 minutes of meditation or 20 minutes. That's fine. Your intention is up to you. And as always, be comfortable. Feel free to get a pillow or blanket, anything you might need to help with your knees or your wrists. As we're getting into poses, we may hold them for a little while, but not too long. And also, I encourage you to use props. Props are our friends. They are always recommended. It's not a crutch by any means. So blocks are great. If you don't have blocks, you can use a sturdy meditation cushion. You can use some hardcover books, just stacking some books up. And there's lots of ways you can find some props just in and around your home to use, or even the office, for getting an extra extension in your body as we're stretching and feeling that the stretch of all of our muscles, our ligaments. So from here, I invite you to, as we sit up tall, head over heart, focusing on the breath, again, softening the gaze. And we're going to begin just by doing some yes and no movements with the head, bringing the head forward, the chin down towards the chest in a nice, gentle, slow movement. As you breathe in, and then as you exhale, slowly bringing the head up, looking forward, and then bringing your neck back to a comfortable position. Don't do anything that would hurt yourself. And sometimes, depending on your day, how things are going, how you slept, or what you've been working on today, if you've been in front of the computer, it's always a good practice to several times throughout the day to stop and really stretch your neck, flexing and extension. And do this a couple of times, just kind of nodding your head yes. And then we're going to go no from side to side. Look over the right shoulder and make sure, try to drop that right shoulder down as we're sitting up straight. Looking over that shoulder, and gently moving and looking over the other shoulder. And your hands can be on your knees or down at your sides. Maybe just a little bit more as you're breathing in. Just see how much more you can gently twist to the left, looking over your shoulder. And then we'll do it one more time on each side. Over the right, shoulders down and back. Breathing, and over the left. And as usual, I forgot to set my timer. So do another round of that. Yes and no, and left to right. Okay, and when we come back to center, then we're going to do a nice stretch up and over, bringing the right arm up wherever you're comfortable today, whether that's here or all the way up, or if you'd like a bigger stretch, gently leaning towards the left and looking up towards the sky, bringing that arm up and over and feeling it through your shoulders. And you should also feel it, of course, in your obliques. And then bringing that arm down, breathing, centering, and then coming back, doing the left side up and over. And what we're doing is just really waking up the body, telling the body it's time to do some stretches. We're going to take some time for me now to unwind, maybe warm up. And after you've done a few of the stretches left and right, side to side, and then we're going to do the shoulders. One more time on the left, balancing them out. Whatever you do to the left side, we want to do to the right. Always try to keep them even. And as we breathe in, let's raise the shoulders up. And as we exhale, bring them down. Raise them up, inhale. And exhale, bringing them down. One more time, inhale. Breathing in, nice fresh air. And as we exhale, letting go of anything that doesn't serve you today, maybe any tension or stress you've had, or if you're just waking up, starting to get that movement into the body, letting the body know that we're here to take care of it physically, spiritually, emotionally. And from here, I invite you, we're going to come down to all fours now and coming into tabletop position. We're going to put the hands under the shoulders, and I invite you to spread your fingers wide, whatever's comfortable for you, but not too wide so that they hurt. And try to keep that index finger pointing towards the front of your mat. And if you'd like, you can splay your fingers out and maybe even turn your hands out a little bit so your elbow creases are towards the wall as well. Extending the neck forward, the face down, your crown of your head towards the top of the mat. The knees should also be under the hip joints, about hip width apart, wherever you're comfortable with today. And we're going to begin with some cat-cow poses. You may be familiar with these. As we inhale, we're going to drop the belly, bring the hip points down as we look up without straining our neck too much. If it hurts, only bring your head up wherever you're comfortable. And as we exhale, we're going to bring the hips back and down, rounding out the back as in a cat motion and dropping the head all the way down. Exhaling. Inhale for cat. And exhale, rounding it out for cow. Should feel really good on your back as you're exercising the spine. You're stretching it, gently stretching it one way then the other. And keeping that head and neck in line as well. And resting with the tops of your feet down on your mat. And then I invite you to come to tabletop. You can continue to do a few more cat-cows, or if you'd like, you can move your hips from left to right and kind of looking one side and then the other. And this is a great way to also help loosen up those hip flexors. So feel free to listen to your body. If it feels a little bit tight, if you want to come back into extended child's pose, I invite you to do that as well. Giving yourself a nice gentle stretch. And your knees can be together or they can be apart. You can put the big toes together, knees wide, giving yourself extra room to really let go, to relax, to breathe. And we'll take a couple of cycles of breath here. Really filling up that belly as we're just letting go. Resting your head on the mat. If you can't rest your head down, feel free to use a block, a pillow, a blanket, or you can make fists with your hands and rest your forehead on your hands. We're going to slowly come back into all fours. From here, curl your toes under, and we're going to come into downward facing dog, bringing the hips up towards the sky. So we're in a triangle shape. And if you need to, you can spread your feet up a little wider. You're going to use, start building up some of that heat and upper body strength here. And feel free to walk, pedal the feet out, or as they say, walking the dog. Breathing here. If you can, feel free to bring your feet flat on the mat. Feel a nice stretch in your calves. Then we're going to bring up, grounding down through the left foot, bring the right foot up for a three-legged dog. And try to push up with your fingers so you're not putting all your weight on your wrists. You want to, like you're pushing off the floor or the mat with your hands. Use your core, bring your belly in towards your spine. And then we're going to bring that right foot down and touch the nose. And then extend it back up again, three-legged dog. And one more, forward, touch the nose, kick it up. Breathe. And on the next breath, we're going to bring that right foot all the way forward. And then you can drop that back knee. So you're in a little crescent lunge here. And if it's comfortable for you today, go ahead and I invite you to come up and Andre Mudra. Breathing here. You can hold it here if you'd like, or you can bring the arms up and overhead. Looking up, trying to keep the body straight, balancing, using that core muscle. Really stretching the body, waking it up. And then bringing your hands back down, framing that foot. And we're going to come back towards the left hip, bringing the right foot up, extending that leg out. If you can extend it straight, that's great. If not, that's okay. Feel free to keep a bend in the knee, just so we're bringing those hips back together, balancing and giving the legs, calves, and your glutes a nice stretch. And then coming into runner's lunge, come up on that back foot. We're going to bring the right foot back to meet that, coming into plank. And you're going to slowly, keeping your hands at your shoulder, about shoulder width apart, coming down slowly all the way to the mat. And from here, keeping your hands at your sides, at your shoulders, coming up into either baby cobra, or you can come all the way up into cobra if you like. Breathing here. And then slowly coming back down, curling the feet. You can come into a modified plank up on your knees, like so. And we'll meet in downward facing dog, or using your feet, coming up, bring that core in, and coming up to downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal that out. And we're going to ground down through the right foot this time, kicking the left leg up into three-legged dog. Again, be sure to use your hands to ground down, but not pressing all the weight on your wrist. Try to use your core and your back leg, and using your knuckles, like your the fingertips pressing down into the floor and kind of pushing yourself away. And we're breathing here. If you'd like, you can bend the knee and stack the hips. And then we're going to bring that left leg forward to meet the knee, touch the nose, kick it back up. And we'll do this 2 more times, and bringing it forward. So once more, touch the nose, kick it back up, hold it, breathe, and then we're going to come all the way forward into your low lunge. Again, keeping the left and right leg on 2 different planes. From here, again, you can bring your hands together here for Andre Mudra, or you can bring both arms up, giving a nice stretch to the body as we look up towards the sky. And your back foot can be curled or flat. Wherever we're at today, it's your practice. And then I invite you to bring the hands down, come back, bringing the left hip towards the right hip so they're almost in line, and kicking that left foot up, flexing. Rocking back forward. And before we go up, this time we're going to keep the right hand on the mat. Extend that right leg up and out if you're able. And do a nice twist, bringing the left arm up towards the sky. As we look up and out, and bringing the crown of the head forward. So we're in line, stretching from crown to spine to the tailbone. And back down. And while we're here, we're going to go ahead and switch. Bring the left foot back. Bring the right foot forward this time. Keeping the left palm on the ground. And we're going to bring the right arm up towards the sky. reaching for the sky, crown of the head towards the front of the mat, and again, lifting up with your back leg. Excellent. And then coming back out of that, gently bringing that back. I invite you to come into a child's pose. It can be a regular child's pose, extended child's pose, yogi choice here. Sometimes it's comfortable to bring the knees towards the outer edges of the mat and coming down into extended pose. And resting the forehead on the mat. Feel free to let go of anything that's not serving you. Any stress or tension, let go of it. And just leave it in the mat. The mat will absorb it and take it away. And we're going to come up gently. Bring our feet coming into tabletop and then curling our toes under. We're going to come up into downward facing dog. Bring it up to kick it up to three-legged dog, either right or left foot, yogi choice. Then we're going to bring that foot all the way forward into a low lunge. You can stay on the ground here if you like, or you can come up into a high lunge. Wherever you're at today, that's fine. Because it's the new year and it's after the holidays and we're rebuilding. Maybe you've been a little out of practice. Holiday hangover. Seems to be my catchphrase today. I invite you to turn into a warrior two, bringing the right knee or front knee over the front ankle, and the back foot is mostly at a 90-degree angle, but kind of pivoted in towards you. Arms extended left to right in a T, and you're looking over your front forward fingers. Trying to keep the back and the body straight. You don't want to be leaning too far forward, leaning back, keeping it nice and even, and breathing here. For warrior two over Virabhadrasana. It's one of my favorite poses. It's great for balance, for strength. As you breathe in, feel it in your core. Bring that belly towards the spine. And then maybe kicking it back into peaceful warrior. Front arm is reached back towards the back, and your back arm's on your back leg. You look up towards the sky and breathe. And then coming down, bring that front arm down to the front leg. And bringing the back arm up and over, arcing over to a side angle. And looking up. And you may not be here today, that's fine. You may be here. It's all about gentle movements, listening to the body, whatever works for you. We're going to come up into a triangle. Bring the toes forward. You might want to bring your heel toe in a little bit so you're comfortable. Come into a star. Star pose with our arms and legs extended like we're a star. And again, you could be here, that's fine. And you don't always want to stiffen the legs or straighten them. You can have a little bend in your knees, that's okay, because we don't want to injure the body. And then we're going to gently turn towards the opposite direction this time. That will be your front forward leg coming down, knee over ankle. I'm sorry, knee, yeah. Stacked up, and the back leg's extended. Again, the back foot at about a 90-degree angle. Arms out left to right. And then peaceful warrior. Front arm comes back over the head, and the back arm is on the back thigh. Front knee is still bent. If you're able, if not, that's okay. You can have, you can be standing, you can just have a slight bend in the knee wherever you're at today, as long as that front knee doesn't go over the front ankle. And then coming down, bringing that elbow on the knee and bringing the back arm up and overhead into a side angle. And then I invite you just to come forward, bringing both the hands on the mat, framing that front foot, and bringing the back foot back to meet the other leg. So you're in plank pose here. You can drop to your knees if you'd like, or keep both feet up in plank, and we're going to slowly come down to the mat. And coming up into baby cobra or cobra pose. And then all the way back down on the mat, resting your forehead on the mat. And slowly we're going to come back up again, coming into modified plank or full plank. Come all the way up, come into downward facing dog. And then we're going to just slowly walk or step forward. So you're in a forward fold. And you always want to have a nice generous bend in your knees, relaxing them muscles. And then I invite you to come up, arms up overhead, raising them high. And then arms down, come back into forward fold. And then this time we're going to come into a half fold, coming up with a flat back, with your neck extended, face down, into a half forward fold or flat. So you have a flat back. Inhale and exhale here for a cycle. Again, don't straighten the knees. Keep a bend. And then we're going to come back all the way down to a forward fold, relaxing the neck and the head, maybe letting go, doing a yes and no, just so we know we're not tensing up our neck muscles too much. And then up and over, arms reached for the sky, and then bring the palms together, heart space for Anjali Mudra. And then we're going to come down into Utkanasana or chair pose, and come down again wherever you're comfortable today. Maybe you can only squat a little bit, keeping both legs pointing in the same direction. You want to come out, bring your arms out in front of you, or you can bring them up like you're sitting on a chair. And we're breathing here. And then from here, I invite you to maybe breathe and squat down just a little bit lower. See how much more we can go. Maybe just 1% more breathing in, lifting up your toes so you're not scrunching them up, relaxing your face muscles, and then slowly inhaling and coming all the way up into Tadasana, or mountain pose. And here, just shake it out. Shake out, maybe you were tense. Do another one, come down, all the way down into chair pose. Any modified version here you'd like. If you'd like to challenge yourself a little more, maybe you want to do the 4 where you cross one leg over the other, coming down into your chair pose. I haven't done this one in a while. And you can do this with both legs. It's great for balance, for stamina. Stretching your glutes, you'll definitely feel it there. And then coming back up, letting go. And from here we're going to do tree pose. So I invite you to get comfortable, starting with either the left or the right foot, grounding down through all 4 corners of the feet, finding a focus point that's not moving, something to focus on. And your tree could be with both feet on the ground, maybe one foot just kind of kicked up with the toes on the floor, and the ball of the bottom of the foot on just above the ankle. And your hands can be in Anjali Mudra, or you can bring your tree branches out wherever you are. And when you find your balance, you can pull it up to your calf, or all the way up to your thigh. As long as you don't keep it right pushed up against the knee, we don't want to injure the knee. And again, finding the balance. If you fall out of your pose, that's okay, because this is a practice and we're learning balance, core, breath. I'm having an off day. And bringing that down. When you're ready, go ahead and kick that out, stretch it out, leg out. It's hard on carpet. And then we're going to switch legs, whatever leg you were using. We're going to do the opposite leg now, if you are able. And bringing the foot up to either the ankle, the calf, or the thigh. And Andhra Mudra, or bring those branches out. Awesome. Where are we at? Okay. All right. Well, we've gotten the body warmed up. We've been doing a lot of stretching. It's always good when you're doing stretching and movement. You can do micro movements. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't get upset. Just ground yourself and start over again into that pose, whatever pose or asana you were trying to accomplish or working up towards, especially if you've been out of practice for a while or if you're a beginner. And again, and also drink plenty of water before and after, and don't eat. Try not to eat before at least 2 hours before a yoga practice. So again, just checking in with yourself, listening to your body, knowing if you're doing something that's not working for you today, that's okay, because tomorrow's a new day, and we're building on this in increments every day. And if you can get just 1% better every day, then you've succeeded. So from here, obviously we want to cool down the body. Maybe you're getting ready for a busy day, and that's okay, or an afternoon. You always want to try to end your practice with relaxing the body in Shavasana. And you can do that in either child's pose, and if you're at the office and you're sitting in a chair and just doing some stretches, some cat-cows and some warrior in their chair and some twists, you still want to take the time to relax the body, to center yourself, to calm down. So I'm going to come down into Shavasana here. And what we're going to do is going to extend the legs left to right and the arms out to the sides. Usually I like to do some other floor poses while we're down here. But to keep this video a little bit shorter today, we'll just round it out. Checking back in with our breath. Letting our muscles just relax, let them fall into your mat. Starting with the feet. Maybe you need to just twist your feet left to right, just kind of move them a little bit. And let the mat support your body. Feel your calves resting against the mat. Relaxing the lower leg, and then the quads, and your glutes, your hips, just letting your lower body relax into the mat. And then moving up the body, just feeling the breath in your abdomen, relaxing your muscles there. And your ribs, and your lungs, and feeling your hands on the floor. Maybe you need to swivel your wrists left to right. A little bit of movement there is always good. It's important to get movement in the body. Movement is so important. Syncing up our breath with movement helps. It's a great tool in whatever you're doing. Movement will help with joint problems as well. Feel your lower arm resting on the mat or the floor. Your elbow. Maybe you can feel your upper arms, your triceps on the floor as well. And if you need to shake them out or stretch left or right, feel free to do so. Nice gentle movements with the body. Don't stretch too hard. One side and then the other. And just letting them fall into the floor. Let the mat, your magic mat, support you. And then your shoulders. Feel your shoulders on the mat. Maybe you want to roll your shoulders back like angel wings. Relaxing. And your head, maybe just rotate your head gently from side to side if you'd like, or you can be still. It's your choice, yogi's choice today. Always your practice. And when you're ready, you're welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you like. I invite you to bring up your legs one at a time, stretching them. Feeling your glutes, your ankle rotations, and then gently rolling over to your side. And slowly coming back up. Well, I want to thank you for joining me today. This was just a short warm-up exercise to help get the body moving. Like I said, it's a great little stretch for the spine as well as the upper body a little bit, and a little bit of legs. We didn't do too much, but just kind of a warm-up, a prelude for another yoga exercise or for any other exercise, or just any time during the day when you're stressed or overwhelmed or tense, or you just need to refocus. Take a few minutes out to do some gentle stretches, go for a walk, enjoy the air, the fresh air, and letting go. So I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for watching. I hope you will share it with others. Please like below if you haven't. If you found it valuable to you, any value out of this, share it with your friends and hit subscribe if you haven't already. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. And as we always say, bringing our palms together in Adre Mudra at the heart space, bringing them up to the third eye. Namaste. Thank you and have a blessed day. And remember to take care of yourself so you can help take care of others.